Hi everyone, Waba here. This is the recording of A Christmas Carol, and I hope you enjoy. It's going to be cut up in a few parts, but you're going to see the finished product as one continuous video, and I'm just going to scroll through the script as we go, and that will serve as your visual. Notes on the play. Ebenezer Scrooge, obsessed with solitude and greed, collides in a nightmare with his own youth and his lost love. In Frederick Gaines's theatrical adaptation of Charles Dickens' story, Scrooge is visited by the spirits of Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas yet to come in A Christmas Carol by Frederick Gaines. Two scenes that flow rapidly from one to the next, activated by the setting. Carolers sing fragments of joyous Christmas songs in the corners of Scrooge's mind, and a little girl with a doll accompanies him on the street and joins him on his dream journey. The visiting spirits of Christmas force Scrooge to confront people and scenes from his life that remind him of his friendliness. He even sees his home and his future corpse being rifled by his own servants. Finally, he awakens to the reality of Christmas morning and discovers the joy of giving, loving, and caring for others. The play is designed to be produced on a simply mounted, non-realistic setting. A high platform serves as Scrooge's bed, is at downstage right. The space under it forms the entrance to Scrooge's office. A series of stairs and ramps makes a curving sweep from the bed across the upstage area and slopes down to chair-high platform at left center. The set is painted black and is hung with dark, textured fabrics at the back and sides. The props include candles, lanterns, the little girl's doll, and platters of food and bowls of drink for Fezziwig's party. The set furnishes include Scrooge's writing desk, the Cratchit's armchair, and chandeliers for the parties. The costumes, based on fashions of the 19th century London, provide color and texture against the abstract setting. The play begins amid a swirl of street life in Victorian London. Happy groups pass, brightly costumed carolers, and families call out to one another and sing "Joy to the World" softly as the children talk. Bob Cratchit, a clerk who works in Scrooge's office, comes in. He takes some coal from the mound and puts it into a small bucket. Scrooge's nephew Fred enters, talks with the children, gives them coins, and sends them away with a Merry Christmas.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Bah, humbug.
Christmas is a humbug, Uncle? I hope that's meant as a joke.
Well, it's not. Come, what is it you want? Don't waste all day, nephew.
I only want to wish you a Merry Christmas, Uncle. Don't be cross.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas! Out with Merry Christmas! What Christmas to you but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older, but not an hour richer. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart.
Uncle.
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
But you don't keep it.
Then leave it alone, then. Much good it may do you, much good it has ever done you.
There are many things from which I might have found enjoyment, which I have not profited, I dare say. Christmas among the rest. And though it has never put a scrap of gold in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good, and I say God bless it.
Bah!
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I'll dine alone, thank you.
But why?
Why? Why did you get married?
Why, because I fell in love with a wonderful girl.
And I fell in love with being alone. Good afternoon.
Nay, Uncle, you never came to see me before I was married. Why give it as a reason for not coming now?
Good afternoon.
I am sorry with all my heart to find you so determined, but I made the attempt to honor Christmas. I'll keep that good spirit to the last. So, a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year!
Good afternoon!
Fred hesitates as if to say something more. He sees that Scrooge has gone to get a book down from the shelf, and he starts to leave. As he leaves, the doorbell rings.
Bells! Is it necessary to always have bells?
The gentleman visitor enters. causing the doorbell to ring again.
Cratchit! Cratchit!
Yes, sir.
The bell. 4. See to it.
Yes, sir.
He goes to the entrance, muttering,
Merry Christmas. Wolves howling and a Merry Christmas.
It's for you, sir.
Of course it's for me. You're not receiving callers, are you? Show them in.
Right this way, sir.
The gentleman visitor approaches Scrooge.
Yes, yes.
Scrooge and Marley, as I believe. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Marley's dead. 7 years tonight. What is it you want?
I have no doubt that his kindness is well represented by a surviving partner. Here, sir, my card.
He hands Scrooge his business card.
Kindness? No doubt of it. All right, I can read. What is it you want?
He returns to his work.
At this festive season of year...
It's winter and cold.
He continues his work and ignores the gentleman visitor.
Yes, it is. All the more reason for my visit. At this time of year, it is more than usually desirable to make some slight provision for the poor and penniless, who suffer greatly from the cold. Many thousands are in want of common necessities. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comforts, sir.
Oh, are there no debtors' prisons?
Many, sir.
And the workhouse, is it still in operation?
It is, still. I wish I could say it was not.
And the poor law is still in full strength, then?
Yes, sir.
I'm glad to hear it. From what you said, I was afraid someone had stopped its operation.
Under the impression that they barely provide Christian cheer of mind or body to many people, a few of us are hoping to raise funds to buy the poor some meat and drink, and means of warmth. We choose this time because it is the time of all others when want is strongly felt and abundance rejoices. May I put you down for something, sir?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since you asked me what I wish, sir, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make lazy people merry. I help support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are poorly off must go there.
Many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they would rather die, they'd better do it and decrease the surplus population. That is not my affair. My business is. It occupies me constantly.
He talks both to the gentleman visitor and himself while he thumbs through his books.
Ask a man to give up life and means. Fine thing. What is it? I want to know. Charity? Damned charity?
His nose deepens in his books. He vaguely hears the dinner bell being run in his workhouse. He looks up as if he has heard it but never focused on the actual scene. The warder of the poorhouse stands in a pool of light at the far left, slowly ringing a bell.
Dinner. All right. Line up.
The poorly clad, dirty residents of the poorhouse line up and file to get their evening dish of gruel, wordlessly accepting it and going back to eat listlessly in the gloom. Scrooge returns to the business of his office. The precision continues for a moment, then the image of the poorhouse is hidden by darkness. The dejected gentleman visitor exits.
Latch the door, Cratchit, firmly, firmly. Draught as cold as Christmas blowing in here. Charity!
Suddenly, carolers appear on the platform, and a few phrases of their carols. Angels, we have heard on high, are heard. Scrooge looks up.
Cratchit!
As soon as Scrooge shouts, the carolers vanish, and Cratchit begins to close up shop.
Cratchit!
Yes, sir?
Well, to work then.
It's evening, sir.
Is it?
Christmas evening, sir.
Oh, and you'll want all day tomorrow off, I suppose.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I was to deduct half a crown from your salary for it, you'd think yourself ill-used, wouldn't you? Still, you expect me to pay a day's wage for a day of no work?
It's only once a year, sir.
Bah, be here all the earlier the next morning.
I will, sir.
Then off! Off!
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas, sir.
Bah!
As soon as Cratchit opens the door, the sounds of the street begin. Very bright and loud. Cratchit is caught up in a swell of people hurrying down the street. Children pull him along to the top of an ice sled, and he runs and slides down it, disappearing in darkness as the stage suddenly is left almost empty. Scrooge goes around the room, blowing out candles, talking to himself.
Christmas Eve. Carols. Bah! There. Another day.
He opens the door and he peers out.
Black. Very black. Now where are they?
The children are heard singing carols for a moment.
Begging pennies for their songs, are they? Oh, boy.
Scene 2. Scrooge goes home.
Hold it quiet. There. Off now. That's it. High. Black as pitch. The house of Ebenezer Scrooge. Yes, here's the key.
He turns the key towards the door, and the face of Jacob Marley, Scrooge's deceased business partner, swims out of the darkness. Scrooge watches, unable to speak. He fumbles for a match, lights the lantern, and swings it towards the figure, which melts away. Pause. Scrooge fits the key in the lock and turns it in the door, as the door suddenly is opened from the inside by the porter, Sparsit. Scrooge is startled, then recovers.
Sparsit?
Yes, sir?
Hurry, the door. Close it.
Did you knock, sir?
Knock? What matter? Here, light me up the stairs.
Yes, sir.
He leads Scrooge up the stairs. They pass the cook on the way. Scrooge brushes by here, stops, looks back, and leans towards him.
Something to warm you, sir. Porridge?
What? No, nothing.
Waiting for her Christmas coin.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Scrooge ignores the request, and the cook disappears, mumbling. Scrooge follows Sparsit instead. Scrooge, looking back after the cook is gone.
Fright a man nearly out of his life. Merry Christmas. Bah!
Your room, sir.
Oh, yes. And good night.
Sparsit, extending his hand for his coin.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Yes.
He sees the outstretched hand. He knows what Sparsit wants and is infuriated.
Out!
He closes the door after Sparsit, turns towards his chamber, and discovers the chairwoman, a woman hired to do cleaning, directly behind him.
Warm your bed for you, sir.
What? Out!
Aye, sir.
She starts for the door. Marley's voice is heard mumbling something unintelligible.
What's that?
Me, sir? Not a thing, sir.
Then, good night.
Good night.
She exits, and Scrooge pantomimes shuffling the door behind her. The voice of Marley over an offstage microphone whispers and reverberates. Silence. Scrooge hears the voice, but cannot account for it. He climbs up to open a window and looks down. A cathedral choir singing, "O come, all ye faithful," is heard in the distance. Scrooge listens a moment and shuts the window, prepares for bed. As soon as he shut the sound out of his room, figures appear. They seem to be coming down the main aisle of a church, bearing gifts to the living nursery. The orchestra plays "O come, all ye faithful" as the procession files out. Scrooge, ready for bed, warms himself before the heaps of coal. As he pulls his nightcap from a chair, a small handbell tumbles off onto the floor. Startled, he picks it up and rings it for reassurance. An echo answers it. Scrooge escapes to his bed. The bell sounds grow to a din, incoherent, as in a dream, then suddenly fall silent. Scrooge sits up in bed, listens, hears the chains of Marley coming up the stairs. Scrooge reaches for the bell to summon Sparsit. The bell responds with a gong, and Marley appears. He and Scrooge face one another.
What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask who I was.
Who were you?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
He's dead.
7 years this night, Ebenezer Scrooge.
Why'd you come here?
I must. It is commanded me. I must wander the world and see what I can no longer share, what I would not share when I walked where you do.
And must go thus?
In chain? Look at it, Ebenezer. Study it. Locks the vaults and golden coins. I forged it. Each link, each day when I sat in these chairs, commanded these rooms. Greed, Ebenezer, Scrooge, wealth. Feel them, know them. Yours was as heavy as this I wear 7 years ago, and you have labored to build it since.
If you're here to lecture, I have no time for it. It is late, the night is cold. I want comfort now.
I have none to give. I know not how you see me this night. I did not ask it. I have sat invisible beside you many and many a day. I am commanded to bring you a chance, Ebenezer. Heed it!
Quickly then, quickly.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Ha! Is that the chance?
Mark it.
I do not choose to.
Then you will walk where I do, burdened by your riches, your greed.
Bah! Spirits mean nothing to me.
Expect the first tomorrow, when the bell tolls 1, the second the next night at the same hour, the third upon the next night when the last stroke of 12 has ended. Look to see me no more. I must wander. Look that...
Jacob! Don't leave me! Jacob! Jacob!
Goodbye, Ebenezer.
At Marley's last words, a funeral procession begins to move across the stage. A boy walks in front. A priest follows, swinging a censer. Sounds of mourning and the suggestion of church music are heard. Scrooge calls up,
Jacob, don't leave me.
as if talking in the midst of a bad dream. Scrooge pulls shut the bed curtains. The bell sounds are picked up. The clock begins to chime, ringing the hours. Scrooge sits up in bed and begins to count the chimes.
8, 9, 10, 11. It can't be. 12? Midnight? No, not 12. It can't be. I haven't slept the whole day through. 12? Yes, 12 noon, of course.
He hurries to the window and looks out.
Back! 12 midnight! I must get up. A day wasted. I must get down to the office.
2 small chimes are heard.
1:15, but it just rang 12. 50 minutes haven't gone past, not so quickly.
Again, 2 small chimes are heard.
A quarter to 1. The spirit, it's come to at 1.
He hurries to his bed and the chime rings again.
1.
Scene 3. The spirit of Christmas past. The hour is struck again by a large street clock, and the first spirit appears. It is a figure dressed to look like a little girl's doll.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
Your past.
Why are you here?
Your welfare. Rise. Walk with me.
But I am mortal still. I cannot pass through the air.
My hand.
Scrooge grasps the spirit's hand tightly, and the doll's bell rings softly. Scrooge remembers a scene from his past in which 2 boys greet each other on the street.
Hello, Jack. Ben. Merry Christmas, Ben.
Jack Walton? Young Jack Walton? Spirits?
Have a good holiday, Jack.
Yes, I remember both of them. Little Benjamin, he used to...
See you next term, Jack. Next term.
They're off for the holidays and going home from school. It's Christmas time, and all of the children off home now. No, not all at all. There was one.
The spirit motions for Scrooge to turn and sees a young boy playing with a teddy bear, talking to it.
Yes, reading. Poor boy.
What, I wonder?
Reading? Oh, it was nothing. Fancy, all fancy and make-believe and take me away, all of it. Yes, nonsense.
Ali Baba.
Yes, that was it.
Genie, take me to the gate of Damascus.
Yes, O master, and jewels I shall bring you, and gold and myrrh and frankincense.
They put them down, do you remember? That silly one at the gate of Damascus, in his underdrawers, asleep.
Yes, the genie turned the sultan's groom upside down and stood him on his head. Served him right, I say.
And all the fees in the jars of oil.
Scrooge pretends to stab the jars of oil with his scimitar.
Yes, running through them. This, and this, and this for each of you.
Yes, I remember. Remember Robinson Crusoe?
And the parrot.
Yes, the parrot. I love him best.
Quack, quack. With his stripy green body and yellow tail, drooping along and couldn't ask awk, but could talk, and a thing like lettuce growing out the top of his head, and used to sit on the top of the tree, up there.
Robinson Crusoe sailed around the island, and he fought the parrot. The parrot said,
Quack, quack. Robinson Crusoe, where you been? Robinson Crusoe, where have you been?
and Robinson Crusoe looked up in the tree and saw the parrot, and knew he hadn't escaped, and he's still there, still all alone there.
Poor Robinson Crusoe.
Sadly replacing the teddy bear.
Poor Robinson Crusoe.
Poor child.
Why poor?
Fancy.
He tries to mask his feelings by being impolite.
It's his way, a child's way, to lose being alone in dreams. Never matter if they are all nonsense. Yes, nonsense, but he'll be all right. Grow out of it. Yes, he did outgrow it. The nonsense became a man, and left there, and he became a man, and yes, successful, rich.
The sadness returns.
Never matter.
Fan, Scrooge's sister, runs in and goes to Child Scrooge.
Fan!
Brother, dear brother,
She kisses Child Scrooge.
Dear Fan.
I've come to bring you home. Home for good and ever. Come with me now. Come now.
She takes his hand and they start to run off, but the spirit stops them and signals for the light on them to fade. They look at the spirit, aware of their role in the spirit's education of Scrooge.
Let me watch them go. Let them be happy for a moment.
The spirit says nothing. Scrooge turns away from them and the light goes out.
A delicate child. A breath might have withered her.
She dies a woman and had, as I remember, children.
One child.
Your nephew.
Yes, Fred, my nephew.
Scrooge pauses, then tries to bluster through.
I mean, well, all of us have that, haven't we? Childhood's sadness, but we grow and we become men, masters of ourself.
The spirit gestures for the music. Fezziwig's party is to begin. It is heard first from a distance, then Scrooge becomes aware of it.
I've no time for spirit, music, and all your Christmas nonsense. Bah! Yes, I've learned what you have to show me.
Fezziwig, young Ebenezer, and Dick appear, busily preparing for the party.
Yo-ho there, Ebenezer! Dick! Fezziwig. It's old Fezziwig that I apprenticed under.
Your master?
Oh, yes, in the best that any boy could have. Well, there's Dick Wilkins. Bless me, he was very much attached to me, was Dick. Poor Dick. Dear, dear.
Yo ho, my boys. No more work tonight. Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas, Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up before a man can see Jack Robinson.
The music continues. Chandeliers are pulled into position, and mistletoe, holly, and ivy are draped over everything by bustling servants. Dancers fill the stage for Fezziwig's wonderful Christmas party. In the midst of the dancing and the laughter, servants pass back and forth through the crowd with huge platters of food. At a pause in the music, young Ebenezer, who is dancing, calls out,
"Oh, Mr. Fezziwig, sir, you're a wonderful master." "A wonderful master."
Scrooge echoing the phrase,
"And a wonderful master. A wonderful master indeed."
The music changes suddenly, and the dancers jerk into distorted postures, then begin to move in slow motion. The celebrants slowly exit, performing a ghoulish dance to the jarring sounds.
Just because he gave us a party? It was very small.
Small?
He spent a few pound of your mortal money. 3, 4 at the most. Is that so much that he deserves this praise?
Ah, but it wasn't the money. He had the power to make us happy, to make our service light or burdensome. The happiness he gives us is quite as great as if it had cost a fortune. That's what a good master is.
Yes?
No, nothing.
Something, I think.
I should like to be able to say a word or two to my clerk just now. That's all.
But this is all in your past. Your clerk, Cratchit, couldn't be here.
No, of course not. An idle thought. Are we done?
Motioning for the waltz music to begin.
Nearly.
Hearing the waltz and remembering it.
Surely it's enough. Haven't you tormented me enough?
Young Ebenezer is seen waltzing with his sweetheart.
I only show the past, what it promised you. Look, another promise.
Oh, yes, I had forgotten her. But, well, don't they dance beautifully? So young, so young. I would have married her, if only.
Can you love me, Ebenezer? I bring no dowry into my marriage, only me, only love. It is no currency that you can buy and sell with, but we can live on it. Can you? I release you, Ebenezer, for the love of the man you once were. Will that man win me again, now that he is free?
Scrooge, trying to speak to her.
If only you held me to it. You should not have let me go. I was young. I did love you.
Sweetheart speaking to young Ebenezer.
We have never lied to each other. May you be happy in the life you have chosen. Goodbye.
She runs out. Young Ebenezer slowly leaves.
No, it was not meant that way.
You cannot change now what you would not change then. I am your mistakes, Ebenezer Scrooge. All of the things you could have done and did not.
Then leave me. I have done with them. I shall live with them as I have, and I do as I will.
There is another Christmas. 7 years ago, when Marley died.
No, I will not see it. I will not. He dies. I could not prevent it. I did not choose for him to die on Christmas Day.
And when his day was chosen, what did you do then?
Well, I looked after his affairs.
His business?
Yes, his business. Mine. It was all I had, all that I could do in this world. I have nothing to do with the world to come after.
Then I will leave you.
No, not yet. Not yet. Don't leave me here. Tell me what I must do. What of the other spirits?
They will come.
And you? What of you?
I am always with you.
Scrooge numbly heads to bed. Signal the chiming of Scrooge's bell. Scrooge sits right in bed as he hears the chime.
1 minute until 1. No one's here. No one's coming.
A large clock strikes 1. Scene 4. The Spirit of Christmas Present. A light comes on. Scrooge becomes aware of it and goes slowly to it. He sees the second spirit, the Spirit of Christmas Present, who looks just like Fezziwig.
Oh, Fezziwig!
Hello, Scrooge.
But you can't be. Wait, no, you're not Fezziwig.
Do you see me as him?
I do.
Do you hear me as him?
I do.
I wish I were the gentleman so as not to disappoint you.
But you're not.
No, Mr. Scrooge. You have never seen the like of me before. I am the ghost of Christmas Present.
But.
You will see what you will see, Scrooge. No more. Will you walk out with me this Christmas Eve?
But I am not yet dressed.
Take my tales, dear boy. We're leaving.
Wait!
What is it now?
Christmas present, did you say?
I did.
Then we are traveling here, in this town, London, just down there.
Yes, of course.
Then could we walk? Your flying is, well, it's too sudden for an old man. Well?
It's your Christmas, Scrooge. I am only the guide.
Then we can walk.
The spirit nods.
Where are you guiding me to?
Bob Cratchit's.
My clerk?
You did want to talk to him.
Scrooge pauses, uncertain how to answer.
Don't worry, Scrooge. You won't have to.
Scrooge, trying to change the subject to cover his error.
Well, shouldn't be much of a trip with 15 bob a week. How far off can it be?
A world away, Scrooge. At least that far.
Scrooge and the spirit start to step off the curb when a funeral procession enters with a child's coffin, followed by the poorhouse children who are singing.
That is the way to it, Scrooge.
The procession follows the coffin off stage. Scrooge and the spirit exit after the procession. As they leave, the light focuses on Mrs. Cratchit and her children. Mrs. Cratchit sings as she puts Tiny Tim and the other children to bed, all in one bed. She pulls a dark blanket over them.
When you wake, you shall have all the pretty little horses, black and bays, dapples and greys, all the pretty little horses. To sleep now, all of you. Christmas tomorrow.
She kisses them and goes to Bob Cratchit, who is by the hearth.
How did our little Tiny Tim behave?
As good as gold and better. He told me coming home that he hoped that people saw him in the church because he was a cripple, and it might be pleasant for them to remember upon Christmas Day he who made the lame to walk and the blind to see.
Oh, he's a good boy.
The second spirit and Scrooge enter. Mrs. Cratchit feels a sudden draft.
Oi, the wind.
She gets up to shut the door.
Hurry.
He nudges Scrooge in before Mrs. Cratchit shuts the door.
Hardly hospitable is what I'd say.
Oh, they'd say a great deal more, Scrooge, if they could see you.
Oh, they shouldn't they?
Well, I might have a word for them.
You're here to listen.
Oh, yes, all right, by the fire, but not a word.
Raising his glasses.
My dear, to Mrs. Scrooge, I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of our feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, I would. I hope I'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear, it's Christmas Eve.
It should be Christmas Eve, I'm sure. When one drinks to the health of St. odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man is Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you, poor dear.
I only know one thing on Christmas, that one must be charitable.
I'll drink to his health for your sake and the day's, but not for his. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt.
Well, if he cannot be, we must be happy for him. A song's what's needed. Tim!
Oh, shush. I've just gotten him down to bed. He needs all the sleep he can get.
Well, if he's asleep on Christmas Eve, he'll be much mistaken. Tim! He must sing, dear. There's nothing else that will make him well.
Yes, Father?
Are you awake?
Just a little.
A song, then!
The children awaken and are led by Tiny Tim, sit up to sing, "What child is this?" As they sing, Scrooge speaks.
Spirit,
He holds up his hand, all stop singing and look at him.
I have seen enough.
When the spirit signals to the children, they leave the stage, singing the carol quietly. Tiny Tim remains, covered completely by the dark blanket, disappearing against the black.
Tiny Tim, will he live?
He is very ill. Even song cannot keep him whole through the cold winter.
But you haven't told me.
Imitating Scrooge.
If he be like to die, he had better do it and decrease the surplus of population.
Scrooge turns away.
Erase, Scrooge, those words from your thoughts. You are not the judge. Do not judge, then. It may be that in the sight of heaven you are more worthless and less fit to live than millions like this poor man's child. Oh God, to hear an insect on a leaf pronouncing that there's too much life among its hungry brothers in the dust. Goodbye, Scrooge.
But is there no happiness in Christmas present?
There is.
Then take me there.
It is at the home of your nephew.
No!
Then there is none.
But that isn't enough. You must teach me.
Would you have a teacher, Scrooge? Look at your own words.
But the first spirit gave me more.
He was Christmas past. There was a lifetime he could choose from. I have only this day, one day, and you, Scrooge. I have nearly lived my fill of both. Christmas present must be gone at midnight. That is near now.
He speaks to two beggar children who pause shyly at the far side of the stage. The children are thin and sickly. They are barefooted and wear filthy rags.
Come.
They go to him.
Is this the last spirit who has come to me?
There are no spirits. They are real. Hunger, ignorance. Not spirits, Scrooge. Passing dreams. They are real. They walk your streets, look to you for comfort, and you deny them. Deny them too long, Scrooge. They will grow and multiply, and they will not remain children.
Have they no places to go? No resources for help?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Tenderly to the children.
Come. It's Christmas Eve.
He leads them off stage. Scene 5. The spirit of Christmas yet to come. Scrooge is entirely alone for a long moment. He is frightened by the darkness and feels it approaching him. Suddenly, he stops, senses the presence of the third spirit, turns towards him and sees him. The spirit is bent and cloaked. No physical features are distinguishable.
You are the third.
The spirit says nothing.
The ghost of Christmas yet to come.
The spirit says nothing.
Speak to me. Tell me what is to happen. To me. All of us.
The spirit says nothing.
Then show me what I must see.
The spirit points. Light illuminates the shadows of Scrooge's house.
I I know it. I know it too well. Cold and cheerless. It is mine.
The cook and the charwoman are dimly visible in Scrooge's house.
What is... They are thieves. There are thieves in my rooms.
He starts forward to confront them, but the spirit beckons for him to stop.
I cannot. You cannot tell me what I must watch them and do nothing. I will not. It is mine still.
He rushes into the house to claim his belongings and to protect them. The two women do not notice his presence.
He ain't about, is he?
The chairwoman laughs.
Poor old Scrooge has met his end.
She laughs with the chairwoman.
In time for it, too. Ain't been alive indeed for half his life.
But the Sparsit's nowhere, is he?
Sparsit, emerging from the blackness.
Looking for someone, ladies?
The cook shrieks, but the chairwoman treats the matter more practically, anticipating competition from Sparsit.
There ain't enough but for the two of us.
More than enough, if you know where to look.
Hardly decent is what I'd say. Hardly decent. The poor old fella hardly cold, and you're thieving his wardrobe.
There's no time for that.
Sparsit acknowledges Scrooge for the first time, gesturing towards him as if living Scrooge were the corpse. Scrooge stands as if rooted to the spot, held there by the power of the spirit.
He ain't about to bother us, is he?
Ain't he a picture?
If he is, it ain't a happy one.
Ladies, shall we?
The three of them grin and advance on Scrooge.
Cook?
Cook, snatching the cufflinks from the shirt Scrooge wears.
They're gold, ain't they?
The purest, madame.
I always had a fancy for that nightcap of his. My old man could use it.
She takes the nightcap from Scrooge's head. Sparsit playfully removes Scrooge's outer garment, the cloak or coat he has worn in the previous scenes.
Being a man of more practical tastes, I'll go for the worsted. Hope the smell ain't permanent.
The three laugh.
Cook, we go round again?
Do you think that little bell he's always ringing at me is silver enough to sell?
The three of them move towards the nightstand, and Scrooge cries out, "No more! No more!" as the spirit directs Scrooge's attention to the tableau of the three thieves standing poised over the silver bell. Scrooge bursts out of the house, clad only in his nightshirt.
I cannot. This room is too like a cheerless place that's just familiar. I won't see it. I'll just go from here. Anywhere.
The spirit directs his attention to the Cratchit house. The children are sitting together near Mrs. Cratchit, who is sewing a coat. Peter reads by the light of the coals.
And he took a child and set him in the midst of them.
Putting her hands to her face.
The light ties my eyes so. They're better now. Makes them tired just to try to see by firelight. I wouldn't show red and eyes to your father when he comes home for the world. It must be near his time now.
Past it, I think. We walk slower than he used to these last few days, mother.
I have known him to walk with Tiny Tim upon his shoulder, very fast indeed.
She catches
But-
herself and then hurries on.
But he was very light to carry, and his father loved him, so it was no trouble, no trouble.
She hears Bob approaching.
Smiles, everyone, smiles.
Entering,
My dear Peter,
he greets the other children by their real names,
how is it coming?
handing him the coat.
Nearly done.
Yes, good. I'm sure that'll be done long before Sunday.
Sunday? You went then today, Robert?
Yes, it's all ready. 2:00, and a nice place. It would have done you good to see how green it is, but you'll see it often. I promised him that I would walk there on Sunday, often.
We mustn't hurt ourselves for it, Robert.
No, he wouldn't have wanted that. Come now, you won't guess who I've seen. Scrooge's nephew, Fred, and he asked us and said he was heartily sorry to give his respect to my good wife. How he ever knew that, I don't know.
Knew what, my dear?
Why, that you're a good wife.
Everyone knows that.
I hope they do. Heartily sorry, he said, for your good wife, and if I could and if I can be of service to you in any way, and then he gave me his card, this is where I live. And Peter, I shouldn't be at all surprised if he got you a position.
Only hear that, Peter?
And then you'll be keeping company with some young girl and setting up for yourself.
Oh, go on.
Well, it will happen one day. But remember, when that day does come, as it must, we must none of us forget poor Tiny Tim and this first part in our family.
He died. No. No.
He steps back and the scene disappears. He moves away from the spirit. Scene 6. Scrooge's conversion.
Because he would not. No, you cannot tell me that he has died, for that Christmas has not come. I will not let it come. I will be there. It was me. Yes, and I knew it, and I couldn't look, and I won't be able to help. I won't. Spirit, hear me. I am not the man I was. I will not be the man that had been for so many years. Why show me all of this if I am past all hope? Assure me that it may change these shadows you have shown me. Let the boy live. Live, I say. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all here. I will in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me. I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Oh, tell me that I'm not too late.
Blackout. When the lights come up again, Scrooge is in his bed. The third spirit has disappeared. Scrooge awakens and looks around his room.
The curtains. They are mine, and they are real, and they are not sold, and they are here, and I am here. And the shadows to come may be dispelled. They will be. I know they will be.
He dresses himself hurriedly.
I don't know what to do. I'm light as a feather, merry as a boy again. Oh, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year to all the world. Hello there, whoop, hello. What day of the month is it? How long do the spirits keep me? Never mind, I don't care.
He opens the window and calls out to a boy in the street below.
What's today, boy?
Eh?
What's the day, my fine fellow?
Today? Why? Christmas Day!
Oh, it's Christmas Day! I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. They can do anything, hey? Like, of course they can. Of course they can save Tim. Hello, my fine fellow!
Hello?
Do you know the poulterers in the next street at the corner?
I should hope I do.
Oh, intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there? Not the little prize, the big one.
What? The one as big as me?
What a delightful boy, yes, my bucko.
It's hanging there now.
Is it? Go and buy it.
Oh, go on.
No, I'm in earnest. Go and buy it and tell them to bring it here, that I may give them the direction of where to take it. Come back with the butcher, I'll give you a shilling. Come back in less than 2 minutes, I'll give you half a crown.
Right, Guy.
He exits.
I'll send it to Bob Cratchit. He shan't know who sent it. It's twice the size of Tiny Tim, and such a Christmas dinner it will make.
Carol suddenly appears singing, "Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn king." Scrooge leans out the window and joins them in the song. I must dress, I must, it's Christmas Day. It must all be in my best for such a day. Where is my China silk shirt? The boy and the butcher run in with the turkey. What? Back already in such a turkey? Why, you can't carry all that weight to Cratchit's. Here, boy, here's your half a crown, and here's an address in Camden Town. See that it gets there. Here's money for the cab, and for the turkey, and for you, good man. The boy and the butcher, delighted, catch the money and run out. Scrooge sees the gentleman visitor walking by the window.
Hello, sir.
Gentleman visitor, looking up sadly, less than festive.
Hello, sir.
My dear sir, how do you do? I hope you succeeded yesterday. It was very kind of you to stop by and see me.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that is my name, and I fear may not be pleasant to you. Allow me to ask you your pardon, 1,000 pardons, and will you have the goodness to add this, throwing him a purse of coins, to your good work?
Lord bless me. My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
If you please, not a penny less. A great many back payments are included in it, I assure you. Will you do me this favor?
My dear sir, I don't know what to say to such generosity.
Ah, say nothing. Accept it. Come and see me. Will you come and see me?
I will.
Thank ye. I am much obliged to you. I thank you 50 times. God bless you and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Scrooge running downstairs out of his house and onto the street.
Now, which is the way to that nephew's house? Girl.
Girl, appearing immediately.
Yes, sir.
Can you find me a taxi, miss?
I can, sir.
A coachman appears. Scrooge handing the coachman a card.
Can you show me the way to this home?
I can, sir.
Good man. Come up, girl.
They mount to the top of the taxi. This action may be stylistically suggested.
Would you be an old man's guide to a Christmas dinner?
I would, sir, and God bless you.
Yes. God bless us, everyone.
Raising his voice almost in song.
Driver to Christmas.
They exit, all three singing
Joy to the world.
Blackout. The lights come up for the finale at Fred's house. The Cratchits are there with Tiny Tim. All stop moving and talking when they see Scrooge standing there in the center, embarrassed and humble.
Well, I'm very glad to be here at my nephew's house. Oh, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
They sing Deck the Halls, greeting one another and exchanging gifts. Scrooge puts Tiny Tim on his shoulders. Tiny Tim shouting as the carol ends.
God bless us, everyone.
Oh, yes. God bless us, everyone.
Thank you so much, as always, to our Patreon members for supporting me through these tough times. You can subscribe down below, just starting at $1, and it really, really helps out a whole lot. Big shout out as well to the people who collaborated with me on this project: Haddis, Mori, Nixie, Cream of Egbert, and Will. Love you all. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed. Leave the video a like, give a comment if you want to hear more collabs in the future, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Take care.